Hello!
Ahí estamos.
Yes.
Perfecto. Hi guys, hola amigas y amigos de LiveDinner. I already stole the intro from Mikel. Here we are for the
third episode of the DanPat journey.
For the third episode of the DanPat journey. Nice. Okay, first of all, Vicky, I just wanted to say a big thank you to all the people they were with us for the first and the second episode. I saw that hi Pastori Padilla. I saw that the number are really going good, and I just wanted to say thank you, because sometimes we really don't appreciate, we take for granted that 3,000 people are watching our speech and so on. Just want to say, guys, it is really like a miracle, I imagine. Because sometimes the social media change a little bit the idea that we have of the people. But imagine that we are speaking, and here there are 3,000 persons that they are watching what we are saying. I think it is great. It is like a, like a stadium or something like that.
Like a studio.
Yeah. So
thank you.
Thank you. Achu, thank you. Gracias. And okay, so today, episode number 3. We have a debt.
Yes. We will speak about leadership, and we will answer to Rokas.
Yes.
Sorry, Rokas, for the last episode, but we don't have time to answer it. So today we are here just for you.
Just for Rokas.
Yes.
Okay. Before that you read me the questions that Rokas gave to us, I just want to say that last week we will try to do it weekly and maybe even more. But last week we didn't produce the episode of the LiveDinner journey, because I was traveling. I was traveling in a very special place. I was in Lithuania, by the way, Rokas, and I have a big news to announce.
Yeah.
I will tell it now. I will repeat at the end of the episode. From next week, Monday, LiveDinner.tv is going back home. What does it mean? We will have a Lithuanian version of LiveDinner. We will have talks in Lithuanian languages. Why I say home? I'm not Lithuanian, but I lived there 15 years, and this project, LiveDinner, started there. Then we brought it here in Spain, and I already explained you a little bit about that. I will maybe speak about that even in the future, but just keep in mind that from Monday next week, LiveDinner will be again as well in Lithuanian.
Yes.
Of course, that's not mean that we will not have in Spanish, in English, and maybe in the future we will have other surprises.
Yes, maybe.
Like in
Who
Italian.
knows?
Okay, perfect. So maybe you can take back the question of Rokas.
Rokas, what is the definition of leader, and also the great leader, and also which are the steps that the person has to take to become a great leader?
Okay, fantastic. Last week when we finished the episode, Vicky said, "Oh my God, we had a question coming here, and that I think is a great question." And I was reading that and I say, "Yeah, that's really a great question, because it is a topic that is a lot spoken about."
So we decided to do an episode.
Yeah, to do a full episode about that. I even took a book who is speaking about leadership. It is Alex Ferguson, Leading. We will speak about this guy. What I want to make clear at first, it is that I'm not giving any recipe. I don't know if I'm a leader. I don't I'm not an expert in leadership. I'm trying to lead. I do different things that require to lead people.
Yeah.
Running my own company, coaching a rugby team, all those things require to take leadership. But I'm not an expert on that. So I will just speak about my experience. I will speak about some episodes that I think that they are quite important, and they will just open a table, a discussion. Yes. And so live and not live. Yes, live and not live. As you saw, we are very that the first big step that is required to try to be a good leader, because at the end of the day it's not you that you are deciding. What is really clear, and there is no doubt about that, it is that it's not you that you choose to be a leader. It is the other people around you that they recognize or not recognize you as a leader. So the real first step to take, it is to understand who you are. So I think that there are a lot of way to be leader. For example, Vicky, what do you think it is a good way to be a leader?
A good way to be a leader, well, it should be an interactive person.
Okay.
To take risks, for example.
Okay, nice.
Don't shout. No, it's not.
It depends.
Yeah.
It's true. Okay.
Be a great leader like you.
Oh, I no. Okay,
No.
I really don't know if I am. I'm trying, but I
to
think
have a great communication skills. It's important today.
Yes,
to be
of
a
course.
good leader.
I really think that first of all, you have to understand who you are. What does it mean? We were speaking last week, 2 weeks ago, about this guy Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yes.
He says very often that if there would be a gift that he would give to the humanity, it would be to be self-aware. So to be good in anything, including leadership, you have to understand who you are. If you are very strong personality, you are very disciplined, you like that everything should be at time at this point, maybe you cannot be this kind of leader that it is maybe a little bit more
like
friendly, empathetic, and soft, and trying with communication to get on your goal. On the other side, if you are the friendly guy, and just because you have some power in your hand, you cannot use it like a dictator, because it is not your own way to be a leader, but a person in general. I think that what it is very clear, and coming now Manchester City head coach, there were Arrigo Sacchi, ex-Milan great coach and innovator and football changer, and there will be Ancelotti. Those guys are very different on as a person, and Ancelotti was who now is coaching. Who's coaching Ancelotti?
Naples.
Oh, grande Vicky! Now he's coaching Naples. He was saying a lot of time people says me, you have to be stronger, you have to be strict, you have to be, and Ancelotti, who won a lot of championship and Champions League and so on, answer every time. So then you should have hired another person, because he say, I am my own way, which maybe not every time is as well dictated from how you grow up, from the example you had. Maybe if you had some very strict parents, maybe you tend to be more strict with people. If you had some more comprehensive and empathetic educators, maybe you take the other way. But anyway, you have to find your own way. So I think that the big steps, it is just be like you are. Who it seems easy, but is not. is not, because be like you are, it is sometimes we all want to act.
Yeah.
It is to be true with people. It is to don't try to use the shortest way. Use your way, even if cannot work in the short term, but it will definitely work in the long term. Because, for example, if there is a very, very easy way, terror people. If I say you, Vicky, if you are not tomorrow here at 8 o'clock, you will be fired. Of course, you will come here even at 7:50, and the day after again, and the day after again. But how long can you? How long can be like that?
Yeah.
Who of us would love to be terrorized, terrified from someone? No one. But in the short terms, it works perfectly. But if you want to build something a little bit on the long term, so that's not a good way. So what are your goals, and most than all, who you are? What is the best way to give leadership?
Yes, but I think it's a little bit difficult to identify who you are.
Yes.
It's the most difficult.
One trick that you can.
think.
I don't know. I think I know quite good who I am. You don't think I know?
No.
No, I think.
Really.
But maybe you are right. Sometimes it is difficult because there are some tricky things around us that they are bringing us on the wrong way. But one good thing it is to ask to the people that you trust the most. Where do you think I'm good at? Where do you think I suck at? And to tell to those people, just be through with me. I will not get mad at you, even if you will, because and that can be something. But at the end of the day, I think that if you really think about yourself, you know how you are. Sometimes you just want to lie to yourself.
Yes, of course.
For example, I can lie to myself that I'm very. I'll try that I'm very precise. That I'm very, but I'm not. I'm good in other things, but I think you have to work a little bit with yourself. Okay, to go back to the first question. So, what is leadership? What is leadership? Again, I have not the recipe, but I thought a little bit about that, and I think that there are really many ways to be a leader. At the end of the day, a leader is the person who who physically take your hand and show you the way, and then let your hand go. You like?
Yeah, I like it.
No, because as a parent, for example, you help your kids, but you cannot lead them to the whole process. There is a moment that you have to let them go. But a good leader, it is physically the guy that take your hand and show the way. Show the way. For example, there are really different types of leaders, and we will watch at some of them, and all of those works. Just they works in their own way. For example, a very, very. What do you think? Is it important the example of a leader?
Yes, of course.
It's important.
It's important.
It's important. What do you think, guys, at home? Is it important that leader give an example? I would say that.
Yeah.
It's tricky. For example, I coach rugby, and the most when we choose captain, the most common sentence in rugby, it is lead by example. And yes, they are a great leader, that they are leading or were leading really by example. So don't speak too much, but lead by example.
Yes.
Does it work? Yes. Is the only way? No.
No.
For me, I think.
Yes, I think that the leader should also give an example. As the same.
should give the example. Yes, but I was speaking with a friend of mine, and I put it on the table just to discuss about that. Let's take one great football player, true Argentinian guy. One is a the greatest maybe football player of all time. Oh my God, I'm telling that here in Barcelona because I'm speaking about Maradona and not about Messi. Maybe the greatest of all time. Maybe it's Messi, maybe it's other.
At the moment, it's Maradona.
I don't know. One of the greatest all times. And let's take one of the greatest basketball player of all time as well, Argentinian guy, Manu Ginóbili. Maradona, he was not leading by example in the very common sense of the words. He was not training a lot. He was coming late to the training. He was instead of going early in bed, he was making parties. He was using drugs. He was really the bad guy. He was the bad guy. But for this Napoli, and on the long term it doesn't pay because now he's a guy that has a lot of problem and so on. But on the long term, on the short term, with this team he worked a lot. Why? Because Maradona took the team by hand and showed them the way to win. So he showed them, you have to trust me, I cannot be like you, but you have to train, you have to work hard, and then I will help you to seek the goal.
Yes, I think this is
and the most important thing in Maradona character, it was that it was very trustable from the other player. They knew that in the great moment of the season of the match, he will take the hand in the team in his hand and do the job. When Maradona won the first championship, he went back to Ferlaino, who was the president of Napoli, and Ferlaino said, "Okay, Diego, how much do you want as a prize for the championship that you won? How much do you want from your next contract, next salary?" And the legend says, because we wasn't in the room, that he said some numbers, but he said, "I want for me this, but I as well want that the whole team will increase his salary as 20%, 30%, double, I don't know." So then the guy is very trustable because the team say, okay, he's not doing the same things that we are doing, but he's another type of guy. He's taking us to the goal. So he's not the guy that was leading by example. He's not giving any example at all, but he's leading the team. On the other side, if we took Manu Ginóbili, there is another great history, who Federico Buffa, a journalist in Italy, was telling to the people. Olympic Games in Athens. Argentina won those Olympic Games, and they beat Italy in final. First game of the camp before the games. Argentinian team go all stars from NBA and so on. They collect together and they go to train. The gym, it is without heating. There is minus 0 temperature. All those guys, they wear like NBA stars and so on. They look at the coach. They say, "Hey coach, but what the hell is that? How can we train on minus temperature and so on?" And coach say, "Okay guys, let's come back tomorrow to make the first training." This guy who was the captain started to run around the gym, put something on his back and started to run them in the gym. The whole team was looking, "Hey guys, if Manu is running, we have to run too." And they started to run, and they did the training, and they won the Olympic Games, they beating America, USA in semifinal, and Italy in final. But so there are two different ways to be a leader. Of course, the Ginóbili one, it pays most in the long term, but it's really not a rule. That I think what is the really key, it is that you have to take the hand of the guys that you want to lead to the goal and lead them to the goal. Lead them to the goal. Show the way, and then let them. He showed the way. Maradona, when he was speaking with Fellaini, showed the way. Ginobili showed the way. So in a two very, very different ways.
But
so,
also run with the guys.
Yeah, and then the whole team
he showed
the way, and then you run with the guys.
Run together.
But there are two differences. There are two or maybe 3 or maybe 100 different ways to be a leader.
Yes,
what it is really to be needed, I think, what it is really the key, it is to be trustable. If I try to lead you somewhere, you have to believe, to really deeply believe that I will help you. What is important, it is that leader is not about what leader wants to seek.
Yeah.
It is leading. So it is about what the other people around have as a goal. And leading those people not to your own goal, but to their goal, which sometimes, not every time, can be the same, and then something special happen. So
Good.
that's my idea. That's my idea
I like
of
your
leadership.
idea.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic.
So, we have also here this book.
Okay. How many time we have?
We have 3 minutes.
No. Okay, maybe we can add something.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Let's
can
add 10 minutes. Okay.
8 minutes.
You're very
We
bad.
can add 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
So we have this book, and I want to know who is Alex Ferguson.
Okay, who is Alex Ferguson? Alex Ferguson has a lot of Sir Alex Ferguson. So you already know a little bit. Alex Ferguson, as a lot of you guys, well, we are not making advertising. No one is paying us for that. As a lot of you guys know, Alex Ferguson was one of the greatest and most successful manager of the British football, of the Premiership. He was managing for decades, I think something like 27 years or something
Yes.
like that, and Manchester United, and he's still in the Manchester United board, and he is the perfect example on what, therefore I took the book here just to suggest to all of you to read it. It is, and he's speaking about his life, about his way to manage people and so on. Why I took Ferguson here? Because Ferguson is the best example possible, best example ever about long-term leadership. There are two things, there are again different things and different goals. If you want to build on long term, Ferguson is a great example. For example, another coach who is as well a great leader, very popular and won a lot, who today is coaching Manchester United, by the way, Mourinho, is the best example how to be a short-term leader. He took his players, he bring those players in a place where they can even not imagine that they can be. He make magic happen, as won championship with Porto, or something incredible as make a triplete with Inter, and so on. But he took everything absolutely out from those guys. Then he win and then he left. So he make the job done and then he left, because he knows that there is no more to take there. And what is doing Ferguson? What was doing Ferguson? It is to build on a long-term project, who is based not just on taking everything out of your team, but on building a culture. He built a real culture in Manchester United, a culture made of discipline, made of respect, made of team culture, and so on. So I really recommend this book. I wanted to speak a little bit more about that. We don't have so much time, but I really recommend to read this book if you want to be a long-term leader. If you want to be a short-term leader, follow what is Mourinho doing. That is doing very, very good.
That's great. So the last question, and how can a leader fail? And if you can also give us an example.
Again, sport. today I'm taking everything out from sport. Today I'm taking everything out from sport. It is amazing how things in sport you can apply in life and business. Again, sport. I will answer just with a question, with a sentence, and then we can let the words to our viewer. In the future we will answer if there will be some question. We will answer in the next episodes. Michael Jordan, definitely the greatest basketball player ever. Someone now is questioning if he's Michael Jordan or LeBron or Kobe Bryant, but from my point of view, Michael Jordan definitely the best player ever. He says that this sentence. He says, "I took 9,000 shots missed. I missed 9,000 shots. I lost 300 games. My coaches and friends gave me the ball, the winner to win the game, trusted me to give me the last ball, and 26 times I missed it." If we think about Jordan, think, oh, the guy that did everything anytime perfect. They say, no, 9,000 shots missed, 300 games lost, 26 game winner missed, and they say, and this is the reason why I am successful, because there is no one in the world except God. There is no one in the world who doesn't fail. Everyone fails. If you trust, you fail. And you cannot know it in advance. You are not God. If now someone will call you and will tell that your spouse or your father, friend's mother has a terrible sick, or your life will change, and you cannot know that. But you can fight, you fall down, you stand up again, and you start to fight again, and you try to learn from those mistakes. Yeah. Simple as that. Simple as that. And there is no other race in my point of view. Again, I don't have the truth. I'm just a guy who is trying to make his journey, as the name of this program said. So I'm here to open a discussion, to improve myself, to improve the program, to improve LiveDinner, and so open to any questions, suggestion, and feedback.
So that's it.
Thank you, Vicky.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you to every one of you. And as said, big news for the Lithuanian friends.
Yeah.
From Monday, we will have again LiveDinner speaking in Lithuanian. Lietuviškai. Ačiū labai. Thank you very much.
Ačiū.
Bye.
Bye.